Hi, I'm Chris.
And I'm Angela, and we're coming to you from the greater Chicagoland area.
Hi, I'm Lou,
And I'm Dee.
and we're from Cleveland, Ohio.
Join us as we taste a variety of fun wines.
On Friday nights,
Join us this week as we taste two Sauvignon Blancs, one from California, Ferrari Carano, and one from New Zealand, Nobilo.
Hi, guys.
Hi, how are
How
you?
are you?
Good. Well, tonight we're going to try our first Sauvignon Blanc, and let's start domestically. We have two different ones tonight, but the first one is Ferrari Carano. This is a 2019 vintage, and it is from California, specifically Sonoma County.
Are there any cold growing regions in Sonoma or cooler growing regions?
In Sonoma. That's a really good question. I don't know. I think they're a little more tempered. I don't know. Maybe more on the ocean.
Sauvignon Blanc seems to be a cooler grape just because of its fruitiness. That's what I was asking.
That's a really good point. You're exactly right, Lou. It tends to be a little bit cooler, I think. Very pronounced in France. Right?
So this is called a Fumé Blanc, but it is made from 100% Sauvignon Blanc grapes. And they're sourced, I believe, there are various appellations in Sonoma County. Dry Creek, Alexander, Russian River, and Knights Valleys is where these all come from.
So I wonder if they're growing it like towards the bottom of the valley, that's maybe where the cooler early air is settling.
They also say they select grapes from Mendocino and Lake counties.
So a very well diverse domestic wine representing California well.
What I found interesting about this, they had some good information. There's actually a video on their website that gives more of the tasting notes and shares a little bit more in depth also about the specific wine. What's interesting is that it's 64% stainless steel and 36% older French oak barrels. And they said specifically older French oak barrels, not new oak, so
Not
you
gonna
get
part.
right. It's not going to be too oaky. And on the website, it said that they're like it's 2/3 to 1/3 done that way to kind of get a good get the creaminess from the oak barrel, but also the crispness and the acidity from the stainless steel.
Well, let's give it a try.
Yeah. A little bit.
So the color's a nice light yellow.
Yeah.
Not as dark as our Chardonnays.
So did you notice, I noticed when we first poured it, a little bit of effervescence, just a slight.
Oh, I see a little bit of bubbly.
But I think it's dissipated right now, but I already took a quick little sip.
I just did too.
And it had, and my first sip when it was like just freshly poured, was had that bubbles, which was nice. We talked about that previously. We talked about that in rosés.
Well, the rosés had effervescence.
Right. Effervescence.
Thank you.
Effervescence.
So on the nose, I'm getting a lot of lemon.
Lemon. I smell apple, like a
Apple.
green apple,
What are you getting though?
Lemon. I agree, Chris. Citrus,
citrus.
definitely.
What kind of flavors are you guys getting?
I'm still trying to figure that out.
Citrusy, but not. I would not say grapefruit. Maybe.
I like the New Zealand style better, where there's a little more fruit forward, like the grapefruit. I don't know, I'm just not, my personal preference, I'm not that crazy about this one.
And I like the California Sauvignon Blancs, I think. But we'll see. Maybe I'll change my mind after tonight.
Maybe.
This might be the second Sauvignon Blanc I've ever tasted.
Your life? Wow.
I'm getting a lot of lemon off it right away. So and D, I agree. I think it has that zip, the same slight effervescence that the Chateau Saint Michel rosé had that we tried a few weeks ago. And I think it gives that a little bit. It complements that lemony punch, acid.
So something interesting I read about Sauvignon Blancs in general, that characteristically, when the grapes are picked earlier, you will get the more lime. There's like the citrus, the lime, versus and a more of a ripened flavor would be white peach. I also researched that Sauvignon Blanc does go well with spicy foods. It does lend itself well for creamy dishes, like like something creamy or heavier because of the acidity. It can cut through that, but also stands up well to herbs. And they mentioned, this was also on the Ferrari Carano site, they mentioned herbs and different international foods. This would go well with sushi, with Middle Eastern dishes, with Indian food, curry. They said turmeric is a spice that would go well with this. Asian, like Thai food, Vietnamese, which I really like. So this would be a good wine to go with that. Well, Lou has a few more fun facts.
pH 3.38.
Okay.
The
Wow.
TA and the TA at 0.55.
So that's interesting. The acid is closer to a red wine. I'm sorry, the pH is closer to a red wine, but the acid is more closer to a white wine, typical. I'm surprised the pH is so high.
Yeah, I am too.
Doesn't taste like there's any residual sugar.
No.
No.
So an interesting fun fact about Sauvignon Blanc. It's one of the oldest wine varieties in the world. The French, they have a root word for Sauvignon, and that translation means wild. So it's this has been around for a while, and it's the parent grape for Sauvignon Cabernet. So one thing that I found out about Sauvignon Blanc is that there's two prominent ways how they make it. So one of the methods, which is the most popular, is to age it and ferment it in stainless steel tanks, which gives it that grapefruit, citrus, acidity flavors that we're known for with Sauvignon Blanc. It was interesting with this one that they blended both the barrel aged and also this stainless steel.
Yeah, it's like 2 to 1.
Almost. It's like 3 to 1. And the other method is to ferment it in oak barrels, and then also to stir in the lees, which gives it's more of a creamy flavor. So with this Ferrari wine, they did a little bit of both, and you can certainly taste that complexity in the wine. It is acidic, but it has some of the creamy, more vanilla flavors.
Sorry.
1 second.
Next wine that we have, it's Nebbiolo. Is that how you say that? Nebbiolo?
Nebbiolo?
Must be French. I can't pronounce it.
It's New Zealand.
Actually from New Zealand, right?
2018 New Zealand. Well, I meant the word Nebbiolo. Must be French.
I was thinking Italian. I don't
Yeah?
know.
I think it'd be closer to Italian.
So this is from New Zealand, Marlborough. I wonder if this is Marlborough country. Like maybe they smoke a lot up there. Maybe they have a lot of cowboys. I'm not sure.
Hey,
300 years of family winemaking tradition. Very good. Both screw tops for today.
Yes.
No cork.
Easy.
I've noticed a lot more white wines versus red come in a screw top.
The point that we needed the takeaway is that white wines are COVID certified wines.
they are.
Because you don't need to have a cork. You don't need to have
Those are pretty cool. Nice.
This is my Sauvignon Blanc. The crisp grapefruit flavors.
I feel like this is a more pronounced on the so far with in the glass.
It's a little lighter.
It's a little bit lighter. Do you agree?
Agree. It is
Wow.
a little lighter.
Oh, darker over here, so it's
Those flavors, the initial smells are totally different. I
yeah.
agree. That's a good call, Lou. Definitely grapefruit. I'm picking up a little bit of melon.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah, could be.
Like a cantaloupe or like a honeydew or a watermelon.
Honeydew?
What's the green one?
Honeydew.
Yeah.
Honeydew.
I was going to tell Lou that I agree with him. I like this Sauvignon Blanc much more. This is actually, I really enjoy it. I must have never had a New Zealand Sauvignon Blanc.
Well, what's different about these two is that I enjoy the, like, to Chris's point, the food pairing was better, I think, with the Ferrari than with this one. This one I can drink on its own. If we're by the beach or by the pool,
Yeah.
I would definitely grab the New Zealand Sauvignon Blanc. And if I was eating with an appetizer or some fish, I would grab the Ferrari. That's kind of how I would
Now,
use these two.
To me, I think the New Zealand wine, I like the flavors are good, but to me it overpowers a little bit the flavor with the food. I don't know. It's not as subtle.
that's because it's good all on its own.
Oh, so this Nobillo wine enthusiasts rated this 91 points.
What's different about the Sonoma region versus New Zealand region that changes the flavor of the grape so much?
Australia also grows Sauvignon Blanc, but it does have its cooler climates as well. New Zealand being a little further south is a little cooler, obviously, because its relationship to the equator, higher altitude. New Zealand has proven itself, bringing out more of the citrus, more of the grapefruit flavor.
I wonder if that's because New Zealand's not too far away from Australia, but the land masses are totally different. So I wonder if Australia builds up more heat across this landmass, whereas New Zealand's more influenced on the oceans.
Yeah, that and as Deanna pointed out, it's altitude. So if they're growing this at a higher altitude, you get a little more of a breeze, and you get a little more of a stable, cooler temperature.
I think it's a different beach wine than the Apothic Rosé that we had the other week, and we said that would be a beach wine.
I think we're enjoying this more than the Apothic Rosé.
Right.
I think part of it is your flavor, what you prefer. The Apothic Rosé had more of the strawberryness.
It did.
And
It had more fruitiness.
Yeah, if that's what you like
But,
out of your wine, that's be the one I would recommend. But if you
This has a crisp finish. It has more acidity.
right, but it's got a lot more of you've got your citrus, your melons, your more in that realm.
Yeah, Angel, that's a great point. For people that like the fruitiness, the Apothic Rosé might be a better choice, for a beach wine. But if you like a little more of the citrusy, a little more acidity, then this is a better choice.
If I was going to pick one, I'm picking the New Zealand.
I am too.
I'm a Cali gal, I guess.
Well, I like food, and I think the food paired better with the Ferrari wine. It paired with so many things that we had here tonight, and but again, it all depends on what you're doing.
What you're doing, and what your different preference. I could drink both, definitely, but my preference is more there's just a hint of, I think maybe it's not as overpowering of the grapefruit flavor. And I think I even said before when we were discussing Sauvignon Blanc, I know I'm not a fan of that, so I was hoping to be changed, which I am. I mean, I can appreciate this wine, but I think between the two, I would go with Ferrari. To host like a dinner party, let's say, and I was preparing a meal, I would be hard pressed to pick the New Zealand because it does have such strong flavors that either you're gonna like it or you're not gonna like it. And I think, especially with the foods.
Right.
So I think this would be a great wine. Like if you're gonna go to, by poolside or wherever, you're gonna order it, you should order it yourself. But as a host trying to figure out what to do pairing with your meal, I think it'd be a little bit more challenging.
Nobillo, on its own, I love the wine.
Yeah.
That's my go-to wine. If I just want to crack open a bottle,
Yeah.
and just have a glass and just enjoy it and just relax. But to Gianna's point, if you're gonna have a bite of food, a Ferrari I think is a better choice.
So, but what do you think, guys?
In
Overall.
Friday night fashion, I'd say these both qualify.
Yeah, I think they're both Friday night fun wines. It depends what you're doing. Like you
On your
said,
Friday night.
yeah, like you said, Lou. It depends what you're doing. Are you hanging out with the crew down at the bar? Bilo, if you're hanging out or you're having people over for a dinner party, you go with the, how do you say it?
Ferrari.
Ferrari.
Maybe.
Well, Friday Night Fun Wines, guys. Thanks
Friday
for
Night Fun Wines.
joining.
Friday night fun wines. Cheers.
Cheers, cheers, cheers.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Till next time.
Till next time.